our education system for a very long time has been the kind of students are there to be seen, not to be heard. Where am I going with this? There's an example that Ndu gave the other day. In our homes with our children, we do not feed them food with weevils. That when they go to school and they see food with weevils, is abnormal.
It is.
And they will want to raise that up. But in an institution where you're only there to be seen or heard, that would be a bone of contention.
Yes.
We talk about corporal punishment that still exists, although it's illegal. It does exist in our schools today. We talk about capitation that has not gone into school, food rations has gone down, and we see the trouble that children as well are struggling even with books.
Yeah.
Books, yet
Yes,
exams are
text.
being set. How are these things contributing to the problems that we are seeing today? And does that then take the blame squarely to the door of the duty bearers, those who have been given the mandate to look after education and ensure that our children are safe, that our children get quality education, and that nothing is left to chance?
I think you've scoped it very well. And in fact, we cannot run away from the aspect of investment in the schools through capitation and other sources. And indeed, the delays that we are seeing, and even when those resources are land, they land, the small bits, in small bits. The ministry is the one that will sit with teachers and tell them how we'll use the 50-30-20 formula. That's 50%, 30%, 50% in term 1, 30% in term 2, 20% in term 3. And that this money will ensure it arrives before the schools open for each term so that you use them. Those ones are words uttered and the circulars issued. When that happens, you'll find that monies are being... The earliest that funds were released like this year, before the term 1 opened.
Yes.
They released when the previous year had lots of deficits.
Yeah.
And indeed, there were pending bills. So even these administrators start wondering, how do we deal with the pending bills? But the ministry tells you, no. What we are giving you is for term 1. So you see where the administrators also have a problem. And this is information that also reaches the students. So they start also wondering. So the school planning system is also not effective because of those kind of inconsistencies from the side of the government who should be remitting this. But also in terms of the dialogue and consultation within the school system. Do you know that the Basic Education Act and the Children's Act actually gave voice to the children? And the children are the primary stakeholders in the school. So it gave voice to the children, but of course the parents would have always had a say in school. The teachers have always had a say. And then the team or the representative of the CS in school, which is the BOM, Board of Management, has a bigger say always in school. But you'll find that in a number of times, I think because the student's voice should be harnessed through the legitimately, could we say elected? Because some schools, they're supposed to be actually electing their presidents or their officials. But then you'll find that a little bit more of manipulation takes place in that case. And if the students themselves do not respect the channel through which their voices are taken up, then they'll resist. I mean, I don't know whether to mention, you saw the interview of the Lenana student who said to Lingoja mpaka the prefects had gone for their trip, ndio tukapanga. It's because they did not trust the leadership of the students that is there, because they feel those are people who have been appointed by the admin and they are only parroting what the administration wants. So you require to create that kind of a space where these learners can genuinely see that their voices matter, the issues they raise. They could be raising them without some experience or a practical orientation to solutions that they are looking for. That is where then you explain to them and they get to understand that in as much as you'd have wished that from day one to day last chicken kila siku, that from day first to day last, that tea with a lot of milk, with bread, buttered, jam and everything, that this one is not practical within this, even back at home, in as much as you could be coming from a family that probably may afford that, this one is also not consistent. Such negotiations, discussions, and consensus with students really would help a lot more. But also, it is not just on the welfare and welfare alone where this failure is. Even on the academics. As we speak now, I think there's a time we had here a situation where teachers were giving us feedback, teachers in teaching grade 10, that you see now the learners who have come, we've realized that they have really not gotten the knowledge they should have gotten in junior school. We are trying to bring them up to that level so that we start the grade 10 subject. That means a lot of pressure on these learners. That pressure because you are trying to help them go to the basics so that now they start the program of the grade 10. Then they start wondering, so what were we doing there? Why did we spend all the 3 years without being taught the right material, being brought to the level that is required? So all these things are factors that cause the kind of disquiet. And
sorry, Boaz.